Welcome. It's with great joy that I bring you good news today.
There is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1. The concept of God's timing is a powerful one, and it is something that we should all strive to understand and embrace in our lives. This means that everyone in life has a specific time, season, and purpose for blessings from the Lord. It is important to remember that the Father is a God of time and seasons, and when our time for blessings comes, no one can stop it. However, one of the biggest mistakes that some people make is relying on their own understanding of God's blessing times in their lives. They compare themselves to the timing of other people's blessings from God, and this can lead to feelings of frustration and disappointment. It is important to remember that each person's journey and blessings are unique, and we should not try to compare ourselves to others. Instead, we should focus on being ready and open to receive the blessings that God has in store for us. This means that we should be actively working on ourselves and our spiritual growth so that we can be prepared to receive the blessings that God has for us. It also means that we should be ready to do the spiritual battle that is required to receive these blessings. God is a powerful and mighty God, and there is nothing that is impossible for Him to do. He can change our entire situation within seconds, and it is often in those miraculous moments that our lives are completely changed. So, it is important to keep the expectancy alive within our hearts and to trust in the timing of God's blessings. God's timing is something that is beyond our understanding, but we should trust in it and be ready to receive the blessings that He has for us. We should not compare ourselves to others, and instead focus on our own spiritual growth and readiness. As humans, we are constantly faced with the challenge of practicing what we preach. We often find ourselves expecting certain behaviors from others, while failing to hold ourselves accountable for our own actions. However, it is important to remember that true personal growth and improvement begins with self-reflection and introspection. You must take the time to identify and acknowledge your own mistakes, errors, and weaknesses in order to rectify them and improve the quality of your life. It is easy to fall into the trap of substituting our own kindness for expecting it from others, but true change and growth can only come from within ourselves. When things do not go as planned, it is important to not become frustrated and instead to keep our minds focused on God and seek His presence in every situation. It is important to remember that the key to seeing God in everything is not in the circumstances themselves, but in our ability to look beyond them and recognize His presence. The devil, as depicted in the Bible, knows this all too well. In the Garden of Eden, he aimed to attack the minds of Adam and Eve by sowing distrust in the Lord and tempting them with lies. However, as children of God, we have the power to overcome these tempting thoughts by seeking God in everything we do. It is important to remember that true righteousness and growth as a person begins with learning to think correctly and holding ourselves accountable for our actions. By constantly seeking God and striving to improve ourselves, we can overcome the temptations and lies of the devil and live a fulfilling and meaningful life. Life is full of challenges and difficulties. We all go through setbacks, delays, and stagnation at some point in our lives. These struggles can be hard to endure, but it's important to remember that God is always with us, and He is in control. In Genesis 18:14 it says, "Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the appointed time, I will return to you." This passage reminds us that no matter how long we have been going through a difficult situation, God will be there to help us at the appointed time. We should also remember that God wants to transform us in all aspects of our lives, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. He wants to help us grow and become the best versions of ourselves. We can trust that He is working in our lives, even when we can't see it. One way to open ourselves up to God's transformation is to live in the moment and cherish everything that comes our way. This can help us to appreciate the small things in life and to be grateful for everything that we have. It also helps us to have a positive attitude towards life and to have hope for the future. In times of struggles, it's important to turn to God in prayer. He is always listening and is ready to help us in any way that He can. We can thank Him for the things that He has done in our lives and for the things that He has planned to do. We can ask for His guidance and for His help in understanding His word. We can also ask for His help in transforming our lives and for the blessings that He has planned for us. In the end, we can trust that God has a plan for our lives and that He will bring us through our struggles. We can trust that He will be there for us at the appointed time and that He will help us to overcome any obstacle that we may face. Type Amen if you believe in the Lord.
Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Click here to watch this important message.